New year, new hair, new camera. Well, technically it was my boss's old camera, but it's new to me, so... Speaking of new but old but new, spin-off shows? Sometimes they're good, most times they suck. But what about a spin-off show that's two shows put together? And not just any two shows, two kid shows.
Wow, kid shows. Never heard you talk about those before.
The shows in question are Lab Rats and Mighty Men, and together they make Elite Force. Technically it's Lab Rats, Elite Force, but... Elite Force! Lab Rats and Mighty Men are two Disney XD shows from like the early to mid 2010s, and I love both these shows growing up.
Wow, love them growing up.
Yeah, shut up. I've watched them also multiple times at this point, and I have a few things to say about their spin-off show that maybe didn't need to be made.
Do you think that would make a good title?
Yeah, but make sure you emphasize the most important words.
Lab Rats is about a kid named Leo who finds out that his inventor's stepdad created robots that are...
living in my basement?
Well, actually, they were created by Don's brother, Dougie. It's a whole thing. Anyway, the human kid teaches the robots how to be human. The robots put the human kid in danger, making him part robot. It's a whole thing. They eventually find out, find some more robot kids, go to an island, one of the robot kids try to kill them all. It's a whole thing. Lab Rats ends with Leo, human kid, robot arm, and leg, I think. And Adam, hot, strong himbo robot, staying on the island to run it.
I'll stay at the academy.
Me too.
So Bree, hot fast girl robot, and Chase, hot smart guy robot, leave the island for a special assignment.
So, you ready for your new adventure?
Ooh. Mighty Men is about two besties who are obsessed with comic books, only to discover they're based in reality, so they join the medical professionals and help save superheroes. At like 14, naturally. This is so annoying to hold. I wish I had like something fun to like hold. Oh. Cause it's gonna make it more annoying to hold it. Oh no, look, I can make it like it's like a little fucking pop socket ring thing. Awesome sauce. Where am I up to? Oh, talking about when the show ended. The show ends with Oliver finding out his mom is a supervillain who tricked her not her boss, she's the boss. She girl bossed her way into being the head of the supervillains. Fucking love that queen. The show ends with Oliver finding out that his mom is actually a supervillain who tricked his boss into falling in love with her so that she can get a magic space rock and be like more powerful and be like #1 mom. But in trying to stop her, Oliver and Kaz get powers of their own. Ooh. Throughout their individual runs, they did have crossover episodes establishing a shared universe, so it was only a matter of time before we had a spin-off, right? While I enjoy both these shows in their own rights, I feel like Lab Rats ended well. It didn't necessarily need to have a spin-off. It could have just ended. They should have just gave Mighty Men another season. It ended on a cliffhanger, kind of. And none of the questions get answered in the spin-off, so it's like... They also don't have like some of my favorite characters from their respected shows. Like I mentioned, two of the main characters from Lab Rats don't return for the spin-off, Leo and Adam. And I liked them, I suppose. Adam's whole thing was he's strong but not smart.
One time I reached under the table and when I stood up, Hey, it was just like that.
And Leo's whole thing was like, I just want to be cool.
You three go to a government facility, you go to the big house, and I get a big old mansion all to myself.
And yeah, cool, great. They just stayed on the island though. So we get Bree and Chase instead. I liked Bree, you know, she was the only girl, you know, I connected to her on that.
Right. It's not a toy. And I'm awesome!
Also, I liked how she always strived for independence, but was like clueless on all fronts.
What'd you just do? I have no idea!
She also runs really fast, so. Chase was a big brain boy whose ego was the size of Jupiter.
I'm missing a 4-hour documentary on the history of the printing press.
Though he probably got that from his adopted dad, since that's his only character trait.
And when you see the room with the video games and the action figures and the 50-foot screen TV, keep walking, that's mine.
From Mighty Med, we got the three main characters. Oliver, smart, socially awkward guy.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Kaz, cool, socially awkward guy.
Fine, I won't make fun of you. I'll make fun of him instead. Nice shirt, Oliver. One time his barbershop quartet practice.
And Skylar, like an alien who lost her powers but can do gymnastics.
I don't have any powers!
Neither do I, but I can still do this.
So, They also had this whole hospital staff of fun characters. The main doctor, Horace, who was the one who was tricked into falling in love.
If I said, Kaz, don't open the freezer, the first thing you do is open the freezer. I opened it anyway.
And his nephew, Alan, he was my favorite.
This, according to our source, a young man who was clearly disguising his voice by speaking into a coffee mug.
Well, that's enough of that.
He's not in the show, though, you know, it's kind of implied they might be dead, so that's pour one out for them.
Let me out and I will lower him to the freezing ray.
He'll rip you apart. I can't let you do that.
Let him! Let him!
Also, Kaz and Oliver's friends, Jordan and Gus, they were fucking cool, and then the ex-villains turned comic book shop owners, Wallace and Clyde, they were fucking awesome.
Destroy Horace Diaz. Visit Paris and eat croissant. This is ridiculous. And I made you croissant yesterday morning. Those were crescent rolls. And yes, you were rude when you served them to me, but it's not the same.
Man, the show really had good characters that I'm never going to see again. I know there were probably contracts and other dumb shit that made a lot of the actors pass on this. Actually, I don't really blame them. Elite Force had 16 episodes and ended on a cliffhanger so lazy that it just fucking felt like it needed another episode. Do you think they knew they were getting canceled? Like, make a little more satisfying ending then? The show overall has an IMDb rating of 6.5, but the individual episodes range from 7.9 to 9.2, so what is the fucking truth? Well. Let's find out, shall we, if these episodes deserve such high praise. Episode 1! There's gonna be 16 of these, get ready. We start off with Don showing Bree and Chase one of their new houses that was his house, that it's now gonna be their house, that they're gonna live there. This is their house now.
Boy, if these walls could talk. Actually, they can talk. Walls off!
He then reintroduces them to As.
Or as I like to call it,
As! He introduces them to As!
cool.
Wait till they're a little bit older. I know you were in queer as folk, but wait! He then reintroduces them to Oliver, Kaz, and Skylar.
Kaz, Skylar, and Oliver have been standing there the entire time. 5 hours to be exact.
They explain someone destroyed Mighty Med Hospital and a bunch of superheroes died. Well, we're lost.
We lost a lot of superheroes that we cared about.
They died.
They were sent to the Shadow Realm.
What, did you fall into a vat of radioactive waste? Wait, no, don't tell me. Bitten by a supernatural spider.
The fun dynamic of, well, my powers come from science and yours comes from magic is introduced.
We made indirect contact with the Arcturian space rock, which gave us a variety of superhuman abilities.
A magic space rock. And was that delivered by a bunch of little green men?
Dude?
You're a robot humanoid kid who has telekinesis and a force field. Don't you fucking dare question a space rock, bitch. Intro time. I remember watching this for the first time and being super confused because Chase, aka Billy Unger, is now being billed as William Brent, which is his first full name and his middle name. And it's dude, be called whatever the hell you want to be called, but I'm sure like me, a lot of people were fucking confused. Donny Boy shows the kiddos the new HQ.
And just like that, we're back in the basement.
Kaz is anxious because all his friends were killed in a terrorist attack and he wants to get answers yesterday, but Chase is slow your roll, let's get to know each other first.
Well, I'm 5'10". I'm a hearty mix of Irish and German, and I've been known to lie about my height.
Upstairs, Don is trying to hang a very tasteful photo of himself when he hears something strange. He calls for the kids' help, and it's a good thing he's a tech genius because Windows just exploded! I tried so hard to force that joke in there. They find an ominous package with an ominous message told by ominous people. Actually, the message is kind of straightforward. They're we blew up your hospital and we're gonna kill you. Bye! Kaz is real peeved because he wants to go after them, but everyone's no, it's too dangerous, so naturally he goes after them by himself. And even more naturally, he runs into the two bad boys. And one of the bad boys is Boo Boo. We love Boo Boo. Hip Boo Boo. Apparently, the bad boy's dad used to be a superhero, but he had to get his powers taken away to save his life.
That's a punishment far worse than death.
So, they would rather want a dead super dad than an alive human one? Okay.
That's a warped way of looking at that, but all right.
The rest of the team find Kaz and they all begin to bicker, making it easier for the bad boys to blow them up. When they wake up, they realize the bad boys took Skylar, making Kaz feel really shitty.
Did we win?
But it's fine, because Chase is the one that's in charge, so he's the one that gets in trouble.
He's the one who took off on his own. It doesn't matter.
They figure out where Skylar's being held with some forced "I'm so old" joke.
There is no subway station at 128th Street. I mean, there was one 40 years ago when I was 10 years from being born.
LOL, he's older than 40. LOL. No one fucking cares.
I used to play there 40 years ago when I was, you know what, I'll send you the directions.
So the bad boys are like shapeshifters, and they like turn into smoke. They're like all things. It's a swarm, black swarm. Ooh.
They're doing their dust bunny thing again.
They put together that since they do it on a molecular level, if they freeze them, the molecules that is, then they'll be frozen. The people, that is. So Oliver does just that. They're too busy taking selfies to realize that the bad boys got away.
On the bright side, we have a very cute selfie that captured the exact moment they escaped.
Clever writing. So fucking good. We end the episode with the ominousness again, with Boo Boo declaring it is not over, and it is not. We got 15 more episodes, and how many more episodes are these bad boys in? 2? Counting this one? So we only see them one more time? Cool.
Episode 2.
Kaz discovers he has a new power because he's bored, so Don thinks that they should be trained so they can master their powers better.
Boring.
Skylar and Bree opt out and go do girl things, but because Skylar's from another planet, girl things is just boy things, which is, you know, just being aggressive and being violent. And Bree loves that.
Wow, she really likes you.
Kaz is killing it at superhero training, making Oliver insecure about how wet he can get.
Would you let me finish?
Chase offers to help.
I said we're good!
And it goes well, till Kaz shows up and makes them all insecure again.
What a coincidence. Chase and I were just not thinking about you.
He screws up and Don goes flying off the side of the building.
That was really good, bud. Up until that last part.
He grabs onto a gargoyle head thingy that looks like him, of course.
He put a giant bust of his own head on the building?
No, the Davin head came first. He built the tower to support it.
Oliver flies down but gets scared for a bit, so Chase and Kaz take a popcorn break.
You inherit the old man's building and bank account if he splats? Say no more.
Oliver gets his confidence again and saves Don just in time.
Just out of curiosity, what was your backup plan in case Oliver here didn't save me?
Preserve your real Davin head in the name of science?
Hilarious! I'm leaving everything to Bree.
Fuck at him, I guess. Now, in the original Mighty Med, Skylar's whole thing was that she was a superhero from another planet who got her powers taken away by the Annihilator.
Oh, right, he can do that.
Ooh. And season 1 ends with her getting her powers back, but they're tainted, so she becomes evil.
Sorry, but now the Annihilator and I are BEFFs. Best evil friends forever.
Ah, so season 2, she's evil. But they don't know she's evil because she like went back in time and like made it so they didn't see that she turned evil. It's like, whatever. They figure her out, but she still like ends up not getting her powers. So, she's powerless.
You're fine.
Where are my hands?
Oliver's whole thing is that he has to get her powers back because then he can get into her super suit, if you know what I mean. And in this show, Elite Force, his little obsession gets way creepier. And funny enough, on IMDb, one of the trivia is about this obsession, saying that it's because of the space rock, but I'm blaming it on shitty writing. I hate the whole concept of a character that outwardly loves another character and that other character doesn't reciprocate it and is very clear they don't feel the same way back.
You gotta play it smooth and slow with the ladies.
Too much.
Okay.
But that other character still, like, continues
I'll take a zap. Or anything at this point.
and, like, really weird and creepy things are, like, said and done.
This morning you offered to be the milk in my cereal.
It's not. I didn't. Offer still stands.
And that's played for laughs.
You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you for being so creepy.
No, we are teaching kids, mostly boys, because, you know, it's barely the other way around and everything's very heteronormative. Blah. We're teaching little kids that even if your crush doesn't like you back, you can keep pursuing them and like find out everything about them because one day they're gonna appreciate it. No, it's fucking creepy. Like, stop. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Also, it is like very degrading to Oliver's character, okay? He deserves way more dimension than just being obsessed with Skylar. He had to lock his own mother in jail because she was a supervillain and like killed people.
I mean, yeah, she's an evil lunatic who will spend the rest of her life in prison, but if it weren't for her, we would have been killed. So, silver lining.
Like, maybe explore that trauma, not his fucking little crush on Skylar.
I have to be the one to get her powers back.
Why you?
Because then she falls in love with me, then we get married, then we live our happy little superhero lives together forever in a space castle.
You know, in your funny yet creepy little world, I believe that could happen.
Jay says he'll help Oliver get her powers back and even let him take all the credit for it.
Thanks, buddy. You're the best. You know, one day, I'm gonna do something for you.
He basically like makes a vaccine by putting a little bit of the bad and a bunch of other sciencey shit, and then like that helps wake up the good. You know.
Wish I had thought of that.
Skylar's weakness is coal, so he puts coal in the vaccine or antidote or
the serum.
Yeah, that. And but it's like in such a big needle, and Oliver can't handle that. Ew.
Sorry, I'm a little woozy.
But don't worry, she gets injected, and it goes well.
So are you telling me we just killed her?
B-plot.
Kaz and Bree are being scammed by a pig and a nice old lady. You know, the classic bit.
Aw, look, it's a pig. Kaz, you've always wanted a pig. Ah, she's got a gun!
Also, they trap them outside, and like eventually Kaz sees an open window and like flies, you know, up to it and like gets on the building. But like, dude, you can fly off the building and then like enter from the bottom and then like just ride the elevator up. Same thing with you, Bree. Can you like run down a building? Can you? I feel like you can do that. Like, I know Flash does that, so I kind of figure you can do that. Come on, you're the fastest girl in the world. You can't run down a fucking building. Speaking of powers, guess who has theirs back?
I got my powers back.
Oh, good job, man. You finally did it.
Actually, it was Chase.
Oh, that's got a sting.
Kaz is my favorite character, hands down.
Episode 5.
One of Kaz's many siblings come and visit him, but obvious twist, he only cares about the robots and not his own brother.
Didn't know any better. I think you're more excited to see them than me.
I am.
And yes, I know technically they're bionic, but they make fun of space magic, so I can call them robots.
You're my favorite bionic hero.
I get that all the time.
Really? Because I've never heard that. Seriously. Never.
Not one time.
Kyle, because of course his name is fucking Kyle, is fangirling all over Chase and Bree, making Kaz super jelly. So to try and impress his brother, he puts him in a dangerous situation that is in an off-limits location.
Should probably head back upstairs.
All right, let's go see what Chase is doing.
Hey, you know what's a few more minutes?
Yes.
Great brothering. As all of Oliver's lines turn into some mention or obsession over Skylar, he's also still having troubles with his powers. He's not the only one that's having troubles with their powers.
Why is the coat rack smoking?
It is? Oh, it is.
It was also Skylar, you know? And she also got her powers back, thanks to Chase.
Remember?
We get it. Chase is great. He's the best thing ever. Everyone loves Chase.
Kyle gets stuck in a metal cage, pulsating with electricity, obviously.
Buddy, quick question. When did you tell Mom that you'd be home? Because right now it's looking like never.
Chase tries to help, but gets fried, both mentally and physically.
Feet.
So Kaz has to reveal his flame hand to his brother in order to save him.
Not exactly the response I was hoping for.
Kyle believes Kaz has robot upgrades, and everyone's like, yeah, sure, uh-huh.
Yes, they did. Yeah. How did he know? I figured that one out.
Because in this universe, remember, that people know about robot people, but superheroes are fictional.
It'd be a lot cooler if you're a superhero.
Superhero. Do you hear this guy? Seriously, do you hear this guy?
Bree apologizes to Oliver for blaming him for breaking on the stuff that Skylar actually broke. Oliver immediately forgives Skylar, because obviously.
What kind of jerk would do that?
Me.
Oh. Well, when you do it, it's adorable.
But he doesn't want to forgive Bree right away, so she forces Oliver and Skylar to hang out.
Bringing in old friend.
Skylar's like, whoa, I didn't agree to this. But Bree blackmails her because of all the money that she owes her due to the things that she broke.
Bring it in, old friend.
Awesome messages being shown here. Make sure to apologize when you're wrong and then exploit your friend's mental instabilities and emotional obsessions. Daddy Dougie is in town to watch the kids and design the new mission suit. Chase was under the assumption that he was doing it, so being the toxic men that they are, they split up into groups to see who can make a better suit. And by better suit, of course, we mean the most ill-equipped and needlessly overly complicated heavy-ass dumb shit.
Electrified net shooter.
Chainsaw gloves.
Acid blasting toxic darts.
Heat-seeking wrist boomerangs.
Strategically placed thermonuclear projectile buttons.
Venomous snake launcher.
Oh, Oliver, it's been done.
Bree was ordered a shoe line based on her ability to run fast. She's proud of herself and she's excited for the shoes.
They're gonna put me in ads, commercials, billboards. When you see Bree, you'll think feet.
But Skylar sees it as selling out.
I'm not selling out. It's just nice to be recognized for my unique ability.
Thinking you don't need to be rewarded with things when the act of helping people is reward enough and blah blah blah.
I guess the gift of saving people has always been enough for me. But if this is something you need, you go, girl.
But all that shit goes out the window when she saves a baby and she's offered the shoe line herself.
Her?
What do you say? You want to do it?
Absolutely.
I will applaud Skylar though. When Bree calls her out on her bull, she does turn down the shoes.
I decided not to do the commercial.
Huh. Well, that is disappointing. Good news, Bree, you're awesome again. Put her poster back up.
But all that shit goes out the window when Bree says she's the fastest girl in the world and Skylar's pride just can't handle that.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Skylar,
I can get this right now.
So the creepy directors suggest that they do a race to see who's the fastest.
If I win, the only thing that you'll be known for is losing to me.
Oh, yeah, well, after I win, the only thing you'll be known for is rescuing a baby. Which is nice, but it's no sneaker ad.
They run around the park real fast, and this average commercial shoot for a new shoe product has cameras with the ability to slow down to 1/10,000th of a percent.
Did you know they were filming this?
No, I did not.
It's revealed the two cheated by pushing each other around while running, and Bree stole some gum and then blew a bubble, so making her the winner technically.
Yay, I won.
But the title is tarnished based on their unheroic actions.
Nobody likes a cheater, at least not one that's been caught.
Bree and Skylar make up.
I owe you a really big apology.
Hey, I'm just as guilty. We both cheated.
This chaotic energy is everything.
Come on, Oliver. It's right there. Come on. We train. Do not help him. We train not help him.
And gives me life.
Gotta lean on it now. Start. It's over here. Got your money away. That's
Super hot new mission suit reveal.
Oh, yeah. We make this look good.
Okay, that quote is like 17 years by that point, so yeah, yeah, totally, yeah, you make it look good.
Episode 6.
You love her, you hate her, you're blown away every time someone tells you she's the voice of Naruto, even though you've never watched that show, so you really have no connection to that fact. It's Perry! She's returned and is sleeping in their HQ. Chase goes down there, scaring her, so naturally she shoots and just destroys everything, trapping them down there.
Great! Your blast broke the hyperlift.
Well, you're the one that ducked out of the way.
And prom's tomorrow! No, but a mission is on its way. The team goes on the mission without Chase because they don't know that he's trapped down there with Perry. By the time Chase and Perry get free, they're returning back from their mission. Their successful mission, I should say.
How bad was it? Actually, it was a complete success.
But since Chase wasn't there and or in charge, he doesn't believe that it went well.
Yeah, Skylar had a really great idea and stepped up as mission leader.
Her?
Like, this dude's flabbergasted that Skylar took over.
Yes, me. Who'd you think it was gonna be, Oliver?
No offense.
Get over it, okay? She's way better than you, my guy, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, they really needed you.
And you might be thinking that's a little much, don't you think? He traps her in the basement because he's jealous of her. Fuck that guy. Hey, Chase, remember a few episodes ago when you were helping Oliver because he was jealous of Kaz? No, you don't. Guess you're not gonna take your own advice. You know, I don't really either.
But that's not the point. I read all your comics. We have so much in common. We're both beautiful butt kickers, and we both have 3 bladders.
Why do you have 3 bladders?
Technically, they're all part of the same one, but that's what you get when you use a half-off coupon for major surgery.
That's the American healthcare system, in a nutshell. Perry helps Skylar get through the tunnels that are underneath the city because, of course, when Skylar shows up, the tunnel breaks into 2, splitting the team up. Skylar, Chase, and Perry on one side, Kaz, Oliver, and Bree are on the other. Guy reveals that Chase was the one that locked them down there in the first place.
Would you watch the security footage?
Nah, I just thought, what would I do if I was Chase and was threatened by an amazing, vastly superior superhero?
Skylar forgives him, proving that she's a way better person than Chaz will ever be.
Chaz?
Throughout the episode, Oliver and Kaz have been playing Jenga.
New game we invented called Topple the Tower.
Topple the Tower. Copyright. A skill that now becomes relevant so that they can move the rocks out of the way, so they can get through the tunnel, so they can help their friends. After everyone's safe and home, Chase makes a big boy announcement and says that not one person's gonna lead, because anyone can lead. Oh, and Perry lives next door now.
What are you doing?
My pad ain't gonna furnish itself.
Episode 7. Back to what this plot is about, okay? So they got a list of superheroes and their identities and where they are, and the team has it. They have this list. Skylar sees that one of her old friends is on the list and wants to reconnect with her.
She was my first real friend on Earth.
Yeah, but I am your first best friend, right?
No, not even close.
But the team advises against it.
Okay, I guess I won't get to see my friend. But at least I still have you, right, Bree? Not even close.
They're using this list to send a message to tell them about the bad boys. Remember them from like 6 episodes ago? Skylar's worried because her friend hasn't responded yet.
There's a 98% chance that the message will get to her.
Which means there's a 2% chance that it won't.
Hold on. Yeah, that's right.
So Oliver and her go and check on their friend.
Like our little secret.
Yeah. I've always thought we should have like a little secret.
Are you flexing?
And Boo Boo follows them. Ooh, while his brother goes and steals the list. Ooh. His brother, disguised as Kaz, gets caught because Kaz is a defined character and you were just too fucking bland for me, guy. Boo Boo fights. Boo Boo fights Skylar, Oliver, and Crossbow. Right before Crossbow's about to be killed, the rest of the team tricks him into thinking that they're his brother.
That's right, and I was Bree.
Some more fighting, a negotiation or two, a death. A death?
Don't let them win.
Holy shit. Skylar goes full rage and scares the bad boys away. Crossbow is dead. We hardly knew thee. But oh yeah, this is a spin-off of Mighty Med, so why not bring some of that fucking medical nonsense, right?
Crossbow's gloves are powered by horologian pearls, right?
Just like the self-regeneration paddles at Mighty Man.
Exactly.
Oliver and Kat save Crossbow because they flip her gloves inside out because, you know...
Superheroes. I give up.
And our little epilogue introduces the bad boy's dad.
We just need more time.
We don't have time!
Damn, dude. Jeez, don't gotta go that hard. It's a Disney XD show. The Olympics is in Centrum City. Well, technically it's still in Rio, but they are stopping in Centrum City for some reason. Oliver is finally assessing over something that isn't Skylar, and it's a weightlifter named Clutch.
Instead of some meathead jock, why not idolize a real hero? Like a president.
Presidents will never be anything to praise. Why do they always insist on the big meathead characters speaking in third person?
Get a new joke.
Today, Clutch is going to do something he's never done before.
Refer to himself as I or me.
Right? Speaking of jokes, Chase is jelly because he can't compete in the Olympics, because he would for sure be amazing because of his little robot bits.
I wish I could compete in the Olympics so bad. My laser bow would have this thing locked up.
But then that makes it unfair.
Your laser bow would slice them in half.
Yeah, but I'd win.
So he exploits another robot kid to use their robot bits to win the Olympics.
You couldn't compete in the mini Olympics because you're bionic.
I know, but my new coach told me it was okay.
No talking to looky-loos. Focus, Bob, focus.
Bob, from Lab Rats Island Edition, whose character trait is also obsessing over a woman who's not interested in them,
Remember what I told you.
Keep asking Bree out because it's funny.
wants to compete so they can win, and Bree and them can go to the Olympics together.
We'll carry the Olympic flame, which can never be extinguished, like my love for you.
Aww.
So you in?
No.
Meanwhile, Clutch mistakes Kaz for his #1 fan and picks him to help him weightlift or something.
You just need to stand there and watch the awesomeness that is Clutch.
You just worked in 14 clutches in 3 minutes. Very impressive.
Oliver is obviously jealous,
I'm his #1 fan. I should be wiping down his sweaty barbells.
because that's the only emotions these people feel on this show, okay? It's either jealousy or obsession, which I guess, are pretty normal teenage emotions, but, still, some variety. While lifting more than anyone should try and do, Clutch starts losing his balance. Oliver runs over and grabs the bar easily, because, super strength.
Oliver, nice to meet you.
Oliver then accidentally drops it on Clutch's foot, breaking everything in it.
Oh no, Clutch's foot. It's broken.
To try and make Oliver feel better, Skylar kidnaps Clutch
You abducted Clutch from the hospital?
You're welcome.
and convinces him that he can fix him. Because he used to work on a medical show, so he knows what he's doing.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Oliver eventually does figure it out, but honestly, no. No way. I don't believe it. No. I know their medical miracles have always been outlandish. Literally the last episode, they just flipped gloves inside out and saved her. Oliver dropped 500 pounds on this man's foot, breaking every bone from the ankle down. And he fixes it with cryotherapy.
Let's go.
I'm all for cryotherapy, okay? It's my favorite scene in Stick It. But the fact that it could heal every bone in that man's foot? No.
I don't believe it.
Back at the Mini Olympics tournament, Brie also kidnapped someone.
Isn't that right, Zoe?
I don't even know you.
She coaches her so she can win the Olympics thingy and not Bob, or more importantly, Chase.
I'm gonna kick your butt.
Chase, I'm nervous.
So Chase and Brie continue cheating until Bob realizes that he could be the bigger person and lets the normal girl who's just trying to have a nice day with her dad win.
You're the only one who played fair.
Fine by me. Wow!
And Chase continues to be the worst person and steals it from her.
See you in Rio!
Some elite force.
Oliver shattered his foot, and then Skylar abducted him from the hospital. Then we fixed him in our top secret command center where no one's ever supposed to go. So how was your day?
Great. We used our bionics to crush the dreams of innocent children.
Wow. We really are an elite force.
Episode 9. Classic boy v girl sitch.
Guys versus girls.
Love the binary. They make a bet to see who can go longer without using their powers because they overuse their powers.
I'm in.
Me too.
I just want to touch Skylar's hand.
Chase loses right away because his brain is literally one of his powers, so just thinking made him fucking lose.
And how exactly did you calculate those odds?
Yeah, I'm out.
Chase also loses his mind over a 10-year-old genius who keeps breaking into their HQ.
Gonna drop the weapon, or are you really afraid of a little kid?
Dougie finds it quite humorous, though.
If the smartest man in the world is in charge of security, and that kid got past it, doesn't that make him the smartest man in the world?
Yeah, well, you created me, so technically that would make it your failure.
The kid, AJ, and Chase make a deal that if AJ can break back in again, he could be on the elite force. Gee, I wonder what will happen.
I reprogrammed Chase's bionic chip so I could control it.
Back to the Mask v. Femme fight. Oliver uses any person's natural love for Harry Styles against them, and Brie uses her super speed to run down and see the perfect being of a human.
He wasn't there.
But sadly, she loses, and not just the battle, but her hopes of ever seeing Harry Styles.
What you watching?
Just a video.
Is that me gargling mouthwash?
I'm a weird dude. We've been over this.
No! You are not just a weird dude. That's really, really fucked up. That's so fucking gross. Look, I'm not kink shaming here, okay? But there are sites you can go to that has that sort of stuff, from consensual mouths. Skylar's mouth was not seeming very consensual. Skylar tries to seduce him in using his powers, but Kaz cock blocks him, so Bree throws his phone off the building, but he flies down and saves it, losing the contest.
I may have lost the contest, but at least I saved my 41-hour Skylar movie. Wait, 42. Forgot about this morning's nail clipping session.
Hey, can I see it?
Sure, here.
That's right, fucking show him. Get him, kill him, get him.
My phone!
I find you creepy. We've been over this.
So AJ hacks into Chase's chip and makes him into a magnet. Dougie and AJ try hugging to save him, but that doesn't work too well.
Every heavy thing in this room will take AJ and me out first.
Yeah, I'm willing to take that risk.
They go upstairs and they put the challenge on hold to save Chase.
To see who can go the longest without using their powers for trivial things.
Saving my life is not a trivial thing!
AJ feels bad for almost killing Chase and everyone, but it's okay, Chase understands.
It's pretty impressive. And not just for a 10-year-old.
Setting us up to see AJ again. Oh, and the boys obviously lost because of girl power.
What?
So dead. So AJ's been up their asses and they've been getting real tired of it.
What do you guys want to do now?
So to make him feel better, he turns on Abby Lee Miller and ranks them. He puts Skylar at the top of the pyramid and Chase at the bottom, but surprisingly Bree is the most peeved because she's in the middle.
Why am I third?
AJ points out that Skylar has more powers, but it's about quality, not quantity, bitch.
All right, Oliver, freeze that punk.
Oliver, Chase, and AJ discover Kaz's secret hoarding place.
Is this your retainer?
It's a retainer. Try it on, I did.
And more importantly, they find the Octurian, aka the thing that gave Kaz and Oliver their powers.
I just want to
No.
touch it so I can study it.
No! Go over there and play with the retainer.
Now technically, if a human touches it, they will die.
Any human makes direct contact with the orb, it'll kill them.
So when Oliver's mom, went to touch it, Oliver and Kaz tried and stopped her, but it didn't work. She did touch it, and she died. Oliver's mom just dies right in front of him. Sure, no trauma or anything, right?
That kid's gonna be scarred for life.
But don't worry, one of the main reasons why she made Horace fall in love with her is because he has the power to bring people back from the dead. So obviously, he would want to bring back his love from the dead.
She's alive!
But then she was a lot more evil and powerful, so...
So you manipulated me into falling in love with you so I would use my caduceal power to bring you back to life?
Yes.
Oops. It's fine. She's in jail now. We don't have to worry about it. Oliver and Kaz don't get rid of it like they're told to.
We can find a safe way to touch the orb and get even more powers.
I don't know. A single thing about that idea I don't love!
Ending with Bree stealing it and everyone blaming AJ because that's just such a him thing that he would do. They do find Bree before she's able to use it. Skylar blasts her to stop Bree and it ricochets off the thing and then it hits Bree and then she gets powers. Well, actually, they actually nearly kills her.
So the rock could have killed me?
Have you seen the rock?
So Skylar has to touch the rock while holding Bree to help her. Now she has powers.
Ow, ow, ow. Whoa, whoa, what just happened? Ow.
But don't tell anyone, it's a secret. Shh.
It'll be our little secret.
Now, one of the main reasons why Chase was at the bottom of the list is because he can't get to missions fast enough.
You and Kaz fly, Bree and Skylar have super speed.
And Chase has a bus pass.
It's not just a bus pass, it also works for the subway.
So Chase and AJ... Wait, sorry, wrong. Chase and AJ. Yeah, okay. So Chase and AJ were working on a hover bike. After Chase blames him for something that he didn't do, AJ steals a bike and goes flying on it. But since AJ doesn't weigh enough, it's gonna overheat and explode.
You have to fly there and save him before it blows. Well, what about you? Aren't you gonna come with us?
He can't. Bus doesn't come for another half an hour.
Oliver and Kaz save him.
AJ! You okay? Yeah, but I'm not AJ.
Hooray! And AJ and Chase make up.
I got here as fast as I could!
Ooh. We got a two-parter on our hands. So part one, obviously. Skylar gets an email from her BFF from her home planet, who looks just like her because everyone on that planet looks the same. Well, all the girls look the same.
All females on Caldera look exactly alike.
And it's glorious.
I hate this character choice, but I love this fucking song bit. To the Skylar. Speaking of hating character choices, Chase is building a sex doll.
You know me, Mr. Techie.
I mean, girlfriend.
What are you up to, you freaky little genius?
I'm not freaky. I'm building a high-tech female android companion.
Bro, that's the definition of freaky.
It's like a robot's building a robot. Crazy.
Science.
Kaz, agreeing with me, thinks it's freaky. But then he sees how much of a hottie she is, and he reconsiders.
I thought it was amazing that you could design a perfect girl. So in a way, me stealing her from you is a compliment.
Skylar's ABF, alien best friend, wonders why she stays on a planet that doesn't really like her. And I wonder why she stays on a planet because it's most likely dying.
The future is green, my man.
Skylar says she likes Earth and doesn't want to go back home, so her ABF kidnaps her.
That my best friend.
Back on Skylar's home planet, they're having a real America First kind of debate. Half the planet likes their old ways of helping people everywhere, no matter what. And other people are like, yo, this is our power. We should be the only one that uses it. Why do we have to help other fucking people?
So you brought me here to help you fight the opposition?
No, I am the
the opposition.
Speaking of using power, Chase uses power of sentient life to give to the robot so she can choose whether she likes Kaz or Chase.
Who do you like best? Me or the guy who didn't create you?
She malfunctions because of
buffalo sauce.
Oliver finds a video from Skylar and shows Bree. They both agree that it's not like her to just do that, so they go to her home planet.
Let's just find Skylar and get out of here.
Trust me, I know exactly how to find her. Skylar? Skylar? Skylar!
They get caught.
You.
Skylar?
No.
Betty?
No.
It's Scarlet.
Bree reveals to Oliver that she has superpowers.
You have superpowers?
You have superpowers?
Long story, we'll talk later.
But that doesn't matter right now, because we gotta find Skylar and get it, like, fucking knocked out immediately.
We'll fly high into the sky.
Episode 12, part 2. XBF tells Skylar, join us or they die. They being Oliver and Bree.
Can't believe we're gonna be killed by your alien bestie. No offense, but sometimes I wish you were just a simple girl from the Midwest.
Skylar agrees, but she has to get her power of making space portals taken away so she can never go home. Well, back to Earth home. She's already technically home.
Take her time traveling power instead.
I don't have a time traveling power.
She doesn't know that.
Back on Earth, the robot shows Kaz.
I like Kaz.
What?
So Chase keeps making new ones and they keep choosing Kaz. Like, how about we build them to do anything else other than to like a boy? Like, girl, robot or not, they're more than just liking someone and like picking a man that they want to choose to spend the rest of their life with. I mean, some of them don't even want that.
Okay.
And if I were gonna pick between the two, I don't know, I'd probably pick my boy Kaz. Cause, you know, we'd be buds and like get high and like smoke weed and shit. But also, now they're all of age.
What am I fucking talking about?
Oliver and Bree manage to email Kaz and alert them about the situation, but every time the robots hear a girl's name, they freak because Chase, designed them perfectly.
I programmed them to be overly territorial and loyal.
Why?
So they'd never leave me. Were you not listening? I'm lonely.
Men should never be in charge of women's anything. Speaking of women in charge, the ex-ABF turned xenophobic leader
Totally hear ya. Really respect your drive.
let Oliver and Bree out honoring the deal. But Oliver can't say goodbye, so he tries to stop them and save Skylar, but then he gets blasted in the process. As a result, they're all gonna
Burn in the lava pits.
It's a great time to visit. The lava pits are in full bubble this time of year.
Dang, that sucks. I truly believe if we had easier access to volcanoes, America would use that as a form of execution. But alas, we do not. Which is good, because we already, fuck over Hawaii enough. We don't need to be throwing most likely innocent people into volcanoes. We're too busy throwing oil into their drinking water supply. Oops. Kaz and Chase make it to Caldera along with the obsessed robots. They find Oliver and Bree just in time. They fight the ex-ABF, reveal some powers.
What the was that?
Almost lose, get saved by fangirls.
No one messes with our Kaz. Get her, girls.
Wait, what?
Then just stumble into the pits.
You're on my planet now, and I control what happens. Scarlet, watch out!
Action!
So you guys created 7 android girlfriends? That's pathetic. What if I asked you to create a bunch of hot robot dudes to worship me? Wait, can you do that?
Trust me, it's not worth it. They'll just like Kaz.
Yes, I am taking that as Kaz being bi or pan confirmed. I'm taking it. I don't care. That's what. It's canon now. It's canon in here. Yep. Skylar gives Oliver a kiss on the cheek.
Okay, could you guys excuse me for a second?
I'm just gonna go beat one off real quick. Kaz begs Chase to turn off the robots because they're too obsessive, and he agrees. But before he does that, Kaz has one idea first.
Excuse me, ladies. Need to get out on the terrace to meet Skylar. I don't know if you've heard, but we're almost an item now.
1, you're not almost a thing, and the fact that this creepy behavior is being rewarded with a relationship? Hate that.
We like Oliver.
2, Skylar should be with them because I know she would also enjoy watching Oliver getting attacked by obsessive robots. And 3, they're reenacting a date from before that Kaz was having with the robot. So does this mean I am shipping them? Yeah. Episode 13. It's the Halloween episode. Woo! Oliver and Kaz enjoy pranking people on Halloween, but Skylar loses her senses and agrees to go on a date with Oliver. Meaning the boy prank night can't happen.
Annual Halloween pranks?
We've been doing them together since we were 8 new victims.
Skylar offers to reschedule, but Oliver's like, no, we're doing it tonight, and blows off his best friend of like 10 years. Rude. Yo, side note though, Bradley Stephen Perry, fucking aka Kaz, directed this episode. Didn't know that. That's so cool. Good for him. The earlier Hal Sparks, aka Dom, directed 2 episodes too, but in classic kid show fashion, he's old, so I don't care.
If I can isolate the components of their shape-shifting power, I can replicate it and figure out a way to stop them from using it.
Why do you need to copy their abilities? Don't you have like those like cyber cloak thing, neck thingy-mabob, where you can like look like anyone? Well, maybe because they want to shift into just objects too. Okay. No, okay, that makes sense. Okay, move along. Perry comes rushing into the apartment. Remember, she lives next door. Bree doesn't care because she doesn't like her, but Perry doesn't care because she's gonna die.
It's Halloween! That means it's my turn to die!
Apparently, she used to work on a TV show.
Little squirts!
And all her co-stars all died, all previous Halloweens, all in mysterious ways. So it's her turn.
Yeah, you might be in trouble.
Kaz can't seem to prank anyone, so he goes to annoy his boyfriend, Chase, who is nearly completed with the shape-shifting formula.
Needs earthworms when you got this squirmy little guy right here.
Kaz chugs it and starts having some fun.
Sissy, that's supposed to be injected, not swallowed.
He ruins Skylar and Oliver's date.
Okay, I know they're supervillains, but even for them, this is cruel.
Yes, good.
Okay, big deal. Mr. Davenport's cybercloaks do the same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
No, this is way better. I can turn it into anything, not just people. Watch.
And then he turns into a sheep. Ugh, not good.
But when Kaz changed into a sheep, he took on the mental capacity of a sheep. And a sheep has a very small mental capacity.
So when he was a smoke thing, he still thought like Kaz? Like he didn't think like Smoke would think? Like I'm kind of confused. Like I get the logic, it makes sense, but still, stuck with sheep brain?
You mean Kaz could be stuck like this forever?
Well, no, not forever. Sheep have a very short lifespan.
The sheep's average lifespan is about 10 to 12 years. So did Kaz also regress in age? Because in human years, he's like 17, right? So is he a 17-year-old sheep? That's a really old sheep. That's a young-ass boy. This could also just be a clever way to try to get him out of most of the episodes since he's directing it. While Oliver, Chase, and Skylar are in HQ trying to find an antidote, Perry and Bree run into the sheep, and Perry thinks the sheep's gonna kill her.
Ah! A sheep! This is it! This is how I'm gonna die!
So Bree gets rid of it and goes to a petting zoo. Chase calls Bree to tell her that the sheep is actually Kaz, so she brings the sheep home. Or does she? She brings a sheep home, but it's not Kaz sheep.
He looks pale to me. Does he look pale to you?
The effects eventually do wear off, and Kaz does come home, but like that's in the middle of Oliver's emotional goodbye to his sheep friend who's about to die because Skylar's gonna blast him.
Could you give us some space?
Also, Perry survives the night because Bree bribes the petting zoo guy to pretend that he's one of Perry's old coworkers who's still alive.
I'm waiting!
All right, just take it all. Here, just go.
I always love these actors who don't get to act. Like, they have to have these scenes with these characters and they just kind of nod or give like facial expressions. Like, they can't say one word. That'd be too much money. Like, give them one line. Episode 14. Chase is bored because he's no longer mission leader. Remember that when he mentioned that like 8 episodes ago? So he tries tagging along with Bree and Skylar, but they shoot him down.
It's amazing how much time you have in your hands when you're not telling everyone else what to do.
So then he tries Kaz and Oliver.
Epic! I like epic! Oh.
It's fantasy football time with Kaz and Oliver, and only Kaz and Oliver.
This is kind of like our tradition between us, him and me.
But Chase uses his big robot brain and helps Kaz out.
This guy, because he's gonna score right about now.
And I don't think Chase could predict when a player would score. Like, numbers or not, there are tons of factors that go into a football game, so this seems a bit illogical. Well, whatever. Kaz doesn't care. He loves his big boyfriend Spartan nonsense brain.
Epic! Epic!
But Oliver's jealous. Shocker.
I like epic!
Kaz pulls on Oliver from the last episodes and blows on plans that he had with Oliver to hang out with Chase.
The last text you sent me is a picture of your inner elbow that looks like a butt.
I'm happy they went with butt, because, usually when people send those types of pic, they're trying to, look like vaginas. Which, Kaz could have, and I'd love him no matter what. Though maybe you shouldn't send fake coochie pics or fake butt pics to, your friends. Unless, they're asked for. Kaz and Chase want to build a drone and compete in a contest, and they invite Oliver since they feel bad.
What movie were you two gonna see anyway?
Oh, The King of Diamonds.
Oh, don't waste your time. Kaz and I already saw it this afternoon. I'd like to see that elbow butt.
Or his real butt. Kaz keeps suggesting dumb ideas, and Oliver's being upfront and saying that they're dumb. But Chase is lying and saying that they're not dumb, just so he doesn't make his boyfriend angry.
I think those are great ideas. See?
Kaz stands up for himself because he thinks Oliver isn't being supportive and then leaves the awkwardness.
We're not gonna leave after this uncomfortable exchange. I will.
Oliver confronts Chase because he knows that those ideas are dumb. Chase is like, I know, but I also like having a boyfriend, so I'm not gonna tell him.
Exactly. Baby steps.
Okay, I know they're not really dating, but it adds a little something to believe that they are. If Oliver can be creepy and get Skylar, I can believe that Kaz and Chase are secretly in love. Though Chase does try so hard to prove his straightness.
I was not aware that the drone was a she.
Everything I create is a she. Isn't that right, Linda?
You wear way too much plaid to be straight, my guy. Sorry, just facts. Speaking of facts, Perry is telling the ladies about the ladies in her life.
Oh boy, did I deserve to be locked away for that one.
All the women in Perry's family used to be tightrope ropers. Okay, so Perry's dream is to be just like them. Skylar is V-supportive and encourages her to do it, but Bree shuts her down.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish the walk.
Yes, I love it. No, you don't.
It's interesting the parallels in these stories. Except, Skylar's support is real while Chase's is lies. So both Bree and Oliver's bluntness comes from a place of love. Even if Bree would deny it, she does love Perry. Like a friend, I'm not weird.
I get it. You're obsessed with me. You don't have to be so creepy about it.
Oliver apologizes to Kaz.
Oh no. This is really happening.
And tells him how everything that he suggested Chase is going to take out.
Chase is placating you.
Oh, he's not. What's placating mean?
So Kaz takes one of Don's drones and enters in the contest behind Chase's back. But whoops, it was an attack drone that will destroy everything.
Firing off an attack drone was probably a bad idea. But he's really fast. I think I got this thing won.
And bigger whoops, Chase didn't change anything because he felt bad after Oliver told him he should. Chase sends the drone back, but it runs into Perry and tries to kill her. The thing attacks her and she nearly falls.
Are you okay?
I think so, although my tights might tell a different story.
Bree goes out and tries to help her, but Perry's the one that gets in the last blow. The two walk back across, and Perry's dreams are fulfilled. So are Oliver's.
Look what you've done.
Oh, Oliver, you're my hero.
Look what you've done.
Yay. Oliver and Chase make up, and they decide to be friends.
It would mess up the whole team dynamic if any of us were to date.
Yeah, okay, none of you should date? Sure, okay. Yeah, okay, except for you two. They should date. Not you. These, yes. This one. Okay. Episode 15.
Oh, it hurts more to sit.
Okay, you guys haven't even had your powers that long and you're already complaining?
Yeah. I have been running hundreds of miles an hour since I was a baby. Don't you talk to me about sore until you have bionic blisters.
Maybe you should wear more comfortable shoes and tie back your hair or wear something more functional when you're fighting. Oliver wonders, since they're so much in pain now, what it would be like when they were older. So Kaz uses the face app and the old filter to make them look old.
Cute mustache.
Mustache? Yeah, that's all nose hair.
Chase hates the way he looks and wants to immediately reverse the aging process.
You're gonna need a new phone, because this one just broke.
Normal response to phone filters. Tasha, aka Don's wife, aka Leo's mom, aka her, comes to visit with the baby, aka Naomi, aka Bree's little sister.
This just in. I was so excited when I saw them in Runaways. Back to you, Katie.
Thanks, Katie.
It's only a matter of time before she looks like a wrinkly old hairless goblin. Good to see you, Tasha.
Please. You know she is going to age amazingly and you're not, because genetics. Skylar agrees to watch the baby, but Bree agrees more because, she's her older sister.
That's weird. She almost never cries.
But the baby responds better to Skylar because, conflict.
That's weird. She almost never takes to strangers.
Okay, she's not taking to strangers, okay? She's just frightened into silence by her 3 alien heartbeats.
Jace manages to only figure out how to age things forward, not backwards. Now, let's see. We have a device that can age things forward, and we have a baby. I wonder what will happen in this episode.
Have you seen Naomi?
I'm Naomi.
Very funny. Naomi?
But before we get to that obvious plot point, we have to get through the classic 3 men and a baby bit. One of them is scared of their kneecaps.
It's after me! I knew this would happen!
And the other 2 don't know how to touch and or hold a baby.
Maybe it's more like,
Plus, she's squishy. I am happy her clothes grew with her. That doesn't make sense, but it is a kid show, so, the clothes grew with her.
Whoa. What just happened?
Aww. First words.
Everyone blames Bree. Why?
Wow, Bree. You are not good at taking care of kids.
Yeah, she did look away when the baby rolled away, but you 3 idiots just watched her and did nothing? This isn't all on her, you assholes.
I'd say you did a great job. I mean, in a couple of hours, you raised a polite, well-adjusted teenager.
Tasha comes back and they still haven't found a way to Benjamin Button the baby yet.
Mama.
Well, weird, aren't you, Jenny?
Come on, Tasha. You've been around enough shit to not pick up on this crap. How can you not tell that kid is definitely your baby? And, they're guilty. Come on.
I should go down and check on her.
Oh, no, you shouldn't.
They partially find a way to fix the baby.
Oh, no.
It's like those George Lopez flashbacks. Oliver and Kaz try to distract Tasha.
Why us?
Because you're the kings of meaningless conversation.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
And this whole exchange is everything.
Chase tells us that you're a wife. What's that like?
Yeah, and don't you dare leave anything out.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to seem interested.
By turning into J-Lo?
That was not J-Lo. It was obviously Beyonce.
Beyonce's from Texas. She doesn't speak like...
I'm no Beyonce from Texas!
He then takes Tasha on a non-consensual flight.
Where's my fruit?
He ran up the stairs. He actually took the hyperlift. There's no stairs. The baby is back as a teen, which isn't right. Bree makes a big speech and apologizes to the baby.
I am so sorry. This whole thing is my fault. I wanted to spend time with you and prove that I could be a good big sister. Not just to your mom, but to myself. I wanted you to look up to me. But now that this whole thing happened, you probably think I am the worst sister ever.
And Naomi gives the only appropriate response.
That's a lot of words.
Tasha storms down and demands to see her baby, then unknowingly shuns her baby away.
Back off, Jenny. Who raised you?
Bree is about to come clean, but then Chase figures it out and fixes the baby just in time. Tasha reunites.
If I didn't know any better, I would think that you got bigger since I left. No way.
That's impossible. She might have.
Bree's the best sister in the world.
I guess we finally bonded.
And Oliver loses his blankie. Good.
But I am gonna need that blanket back, and I definitely want it dry cleaned.
Episode 16. We made it. Final episode. We're here. Oh, God. And it starts off with Oliver sending Kaz a message meant for Skylar that basically says, "You make me horny."
Why didn't you just send me a text that says I make you feel all tingly inside?
Bree discovers she has a new power and she thinks it's lame.
Why would I need flashlights in my hands?
Dougie swings by and warns them of the eerie vibe going on in the city. And Chase returns home with a new friend.
She's a girl!
Obviously not a trick at all.
Douglas was right. Those sirens are really loud out there.
Yeah, I'm a little more concerned about what's going on in here.
Aw shit, Willie B directed this one. Let's go. Chase and Reese are way too fast, way too quick.
I can't stand being so far away from him.
He's right.
I know where he is. I just miss him.
Dougie calls over the team and tells them about the shit happening around the town and how it's all related to the bad boys, who aren't in this episode per se. Lights go out everywhere.
Don't just stand there. Turn on your flashlight hands.
And the team goes and suits up to go fight some bad boys.
Oliver, care to explain why you just invited me to a post-mission cuddle session?
Ugh! Stupid thumbs!
Can you forward that to Skylar?
Wildly inappropriate if a grown man sends that text to a minor. My God.
The city is being overrun by a giant swarm. I'm scared, Dougie.
And now I'm scared.
Oh yeah, I forgot there is a time when a female character goes after a male. It's the classic Perry and Doug. All right.
I once had a dream that we were up on the roof, two young babes under a blanket of stars.
Sounds nice. Did I jump?
We stand this level of self-love.
I know what you're thinking. How could I get any more beautiful, right?
Know your beauty, know your worth, but you don't need to drag down someone else.
Well, if I'm being honest, the makeover is more for you than it is for me.
I mean, it's fine because, she's secretly the bad guy. I mean,
We're not just fighting Roman and Riker. We're fighting multiple shapeshifters.
technically you're not fighting anyone. I'm guessing you couldn't get them back or something. It's just like a bunch of little storm clouds that roar. Okay. Oliver wants to call for backup, but Skylar thinks that they can handle it on their own, and so does everyone else, and so does Oliver. Then they get blasted hard. Struggling there a little bit with your hood there, guy? Rod tells them how one of his kids is gonna steal their superhero list, and I wonder who it's gonna be.
I'm in.
I did not see a computer in your hands. You cannot say that unless you are hacking into the network, my guy. Earlier, when we first met the Bat Boy's dad 9 episodes ago, he calls Boo Boo his oldest son.
My eldest son.
Now he just said that he has 13 kids.
13. And believe me, Roman and Riker are the nice ones.
What does that say about you as a father?
Dude, she has a point. So how old is Boo Boo? Like 18? Max 20? So there are like 12 more kids under him, probably mostly minors, that this elite force was just beating up and being beat up by? Like, what are the odds that those, like, swarm people were, like, 12? Or maybe even younger, like 8. Can you imagine being beat up by, like, a 6-year-old that turned into smoke and roars?
Is it still relevant to ask for V-Bucks? You can still like that shit?
Anyway, they run back, but Bree has to get in the final word. Or should I say, the final blast? Dougie's running away from Perry only to run into Reese to see that she's stealing the list. She then turns into a star and, like, blasts Doug. And then, like, burns his insides. Okay.
Did you feel the burn?
What? I don't know. Okay, like, she gets away. The team finds him, and Chase is pissed. Reese finds her dad in an alleyway, and she is pissed. The end. Yep. That's how it ends. That's how the fucking show ends. Like, I really feel like you could have had at least one more episode. Like, what? Or maybe even just, like, more episodes focused on this plotline. We had only 3 episodes that had to do with this major plotline, and they brush on it maybe, like, a couple times. Like, I know sitcoms are episodical, but you can't set up a show like, hey, our friends died in this terrorist attack, and there's nothing we can do about it, but we sure can do the Olympics and get a shoe line and get turned into shape. Like, I'd be interested to know what the actors thought. Overall, the acting was good. They looked like they were having fun. I don't know. I truly love Lab Rats and Mighty Med, and I really, like, wish just Mighty Med had, like, another season, honestly. Like, Lab Rats got to go to an island. Why can't Mighty Med go to, like, I don't know, like, a medical school or something? Okay. Let me break down my thoughts on each of the characters. So, we got Chase.
Smartest guy.
Selfish.
Around here, I'm mission leader.
Egomaniac.
And I would know because I, Chase, am the smartest guy in the world who comes up with the fixes for everything.
Learns not to be, but then gets fucked over by a girl.
No way. She wouldn't betray me.
Even though he's dating Kaz. But then we never get to see his growth because the show ends.
I'm proud to announce that I am the dumbest man in the world.
Kaz.
Wait a tick. Okay, go ahead.
My favorite.
Oh, you poor girl.
Best lines.
Liar.
Best character.
Well, don't stop.
Best everything.
Tell me again just how great I am.
He was a bit misogynistic from time to time. Yes, but that's a classic man, sadly.
For your information, girls are just as bad.
But he's not the worst. The bar is just very low.
Secretly, I'm Kaz, a fire-powered superhero. But to the world, I'm Matchhead, a mild-mannered regular Joe.
Your civilian cover has a superhero name?
Superhero name? I know like 4 Matchheads.
Oliver.
Oliver.
Why?
Is it National Hug Day? Bring it in.
It's gonna take more than a holiday to make that happen.
Why? Okay, why?
It's really happening, isn't it?
Hey, Oliver! Oliver?
I loved him in Mighty Med.
Yeah, you know what I like most about him? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, nothing.
He was a better defined character. Sure, he liked Skylar.
That's my boo.
But it wasn't to this extent.
She's not rejecting me. She's waiting for our love to blossom.
You could have done something else. Anything else. It's just not cool.
I'm taking that space witch down!
Skylar
Just a small town alien girl.
deserved better. I did appreciate how she did always take a stand against Oliver.
Would you like to put your feet up?
So you can measure my knees again? No thanks.
And was the most conscientious out of all the group.
I get it. When I lost my powers, I lost my identity. I wouldn't wish that feeling on anyone.
Give her a character trait that isn't, I'm an alien and I do weird things.
Oh, but don't forget, I'm from another planet, so sometimes I spit acid in my sleep.
But you'll never see it because I'm perfect and I'm gorgeous and I'm perfect.
You really have 14 toes?
Duh, I'm an alien. 8 and 6.
3.
Those are the ugliest shoes I've ever seen.
I know, but they're mine.
You are enough.
Speed has always been my thing. And then when Skylar came in and had speed too, it just made me feel less important.
Okay, you've always felt inferior, but you are enough.
Hero's what I was born to do.
And what I was implanted with a chip by an egotistical millionaire to do.
And your deadpan delivery was everything.
Ready to shoot your first commercial?
I sure am.
Great. Let's get you into hair and makeup.
I already went.
To future me editing this, I hope the way that we shot this, it works out. I mean, I did like little clips. I wonder how long this is going to end up being, you know, like it's 31 pages. I'm going to guess it's going to be at least closer to 40.
Wrong.
So we have to add in, you know, all the extra fun bits. So this might be our longest video. And if it is, I hope we're proud of it. I'm proud of you. And Happy New Year. I hope, I don't want to say any hopes for 2022 because we have none.
I didn't ask you guys to show up! I didn't want to show up! I was sleeping! We know!